China reveals plans to develop a solar power plant in space. China, one of the world's biggest powers, is constantly trying to be as advanced and innovative as possible. This country is very rich in history, with prominent engineers and scientists who raised their country to a higher and special level with their projects and achievements. Some of those projects are useful for the entire humanity. Most of them are unique and do not exist anywhere else in the world. China has continued that trend and has now announced a plan that no one hoped would ever happen. So, are you ready to hear what it's all about? Here is the announcement. China revealed plans to develop a solar power plant in space. Yes, you heard that right, in space. How is that even possible? Well, you will find out soon. Just stay with us until the end of the video and you will be fascinated by this project. Believe us, this project is unique and a bit unreal, but China will surely succeed in its idea. Before we continue the story about the solar power plant in space, you know what you need to do. It's just one click. Press subscribe and the bell for more content like this one. You won't regret it, we promise. China has made a milestone advance in its effort to build a solar power station in space to convert the sunlight in outer space into an electrical supply to drive the satellites in orbit or transmit power back to Earth. A research team from the Zhejiang University has wrapped up the world's first full-chain, system-wide ground verification for space solar power station, displaying multiple key know-hows for the futuristic project known as Zuri, or Chasing the Sun. Chinese scientists first planned to build and launch small to medium-sized solar power stations to be launched into the stratosphere to generate electricity between 2021 and 2025. The next step will be a megawatt-level space solar power station, slated for construction in 2030. The China Academy of Space Technology Vice President Li Ming was quoted as saying China is expected to become the first country to build this solar power station in space with practical value. Let's simplify some things. This is a space-based power generation system used to collect solar energy before converting it to electricity and then to microwaves. The sunlight is brighter outside the atmosphere and shines almost all day. Next, the energy in microwaves is to be transmitted to and harvested by the receiving antenna, either in space or on the Earth's surface, which converts microwaves back to electricity. The key technologies verified include high-efficiency light concentrating and photoelectric conversion, microwave conversion, 55-meter microwave emission and waveform optimization, microwave beam pointing measurement and control, microwave reception and rectification, and smart mechanical structure design. For the project to reach the final stage and the satellite to be launched into space, any experiments need to be done. For this purpose, a 75-meter-high steel structure was built, which represents a ground verification facility. This has the goal of simulating power generation and transmission to the ground. The primary technical challenge is to minimize energy loss during changes in various energy forms. Many researchers worked to adjust the angles of the huge light-collecting lens of the solar altitude. Solar cell arrays are at the center of the lens and they are linked to transmitting antennas. They tested the antennas that deliver microwaves remotely to the receiving ones. More than 100 researchers and students took part in the project. Thanks to their hard work, the verification successfully passed examinations about 3 years earlier than expected. Once it's done, the satellite will be capable of generating 10 kilowatts and carrying a quarter of a solar cell array, a microwave transmitting antenna, a low-power laser transmission payload, and a transmitting array of a few meters to test power transmission across distances of 400 kilometers from orbit. They plan to expand the solar array to generate over 100 kilowatts by 2030 and test medium-power laser transmission across distances of 36,000 kilometers. The goal in 2050 is to build a commercially operated solar plant that generates electricity of 2 gigawatts with an antenna that would be around 1 kilometer, and a complete solar cell array to be assembled in space. This solar energy in space can also be used to charge medium to small satellites. That's great, right? Believe it or not, NASA also had an idea for such a project back in the 70s of the 20th century. Unfortunately, NASA gave up on the idea because of the cost and economic feasibility issues. Nonetheless, China appears to be on its way to developing a potentially game-changing technology that might allow it to disrupt the energy industry's future. So what do you say? Do you like this China project? It's amazing, isn't it? There is a comment section below, so leave your comments there. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification and share the video. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it for today, guys. We'll meet you soon again.